is Christine Hannon. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Operations, and today we're going to take a look at Zippo manufacturing. We're going on a plant tour. Follow me. This machine is known as the Waterbury. This machine takes rolls of coil brass, feeds them into the machine through a series of punches and dies, and brings out the tops and the bottoms, which will go down the conveyor belt, up the other side, and through a cleaning system to get ready for the next process. After the parts are done on the Waterbury, they come over to our printing operation. The printing operation consists of loading the parts onto the vise where they will come around and the stamp will come down and print on the bottom of the lighter the Zippo manufacturing sign, as well as the date, the year it was made, as well as the month. This is what our lighter looks like on the bottom after it's gone through the printing operation. You will see the word Zippo imprinted on the bottom. Also, you will see a letter and a Roman numeral. This will tell us the year and the month that this lighter was made. This is very effective for us in case any time in the future we may want to backtrack a part. This is a trimming operation. This is where we're taking a top to a regular lighter, cutting off the excess brass, and putting in the hinge notch. This top will be taken with the bottom part of the case and taken over to the welder, where the hinge will be loaded in, and we will have a welded case which will be ready for the buffing area. As you can see right here in my hand is the difference before the operation and after the operation. You can also see where we have installed the notch where the hinge will sit in so the lighter will be able to open and close. This is the welding operation. As we have seen previously, we have seen the tops made, we have seen the bottoms made. Now we're going to take a top and a bottom and a hinge, and we're going to load them onto the welder, and they're going to travel around the table to where they're going to be welded. Once they're welded, they'll come down the chute to the inspector table, where the inspector will visually inspect all of the parts before we send them over to the buffing area. This machine has an automatic top load, so what we are hand loading is the hinge and the bottom part of the case. Here's something that maybe you're a little more familiar with. What a Zippo lighter looks like after everything's completed. Now we're going to take this lighter and we're going to do lots of things to it, so let's go see what we can do. After the parts go through the welding operation and leave case fabrication, they come into the buffing department. This is where we buff the lighters and get them ready to go to other areas. This operation that you're looking at right now is the high polish buff operation. The lighters are been loaded onto the fixtures where they'll go around back into the buff house. Using compound and buff wheels, the lighters will be buffed to their high polish state. As they come back through, they're unloaded off of the machine, loaded onto the conveyor track where they will go through the cleaning system. They will come down through the cleaning system where they'll come out the other end into their good, high polished state. As you can see right here, the lighters now have that high polished look to them. The lighters are pulled off the conveyor and inspected for any defects before they are sent to other areas. This buffing operation is known as our hand buff operation. This is where the lighters are actually buffed by hand. We saw that how they buff on the machine and attain the same high polish coverage. But with this operation, we use for our precious metals, such as sterling silver and 18-karat gold, and any brass product that might have a very delicate pattern. As you can see, the ladies take them in their hands, put them up to the buff wheel, where we use the buffing compound to attain the high polish finish. This is another type of buffing operation that we have here. This is known as our brush finish buff. The lighters are loaded onto the fixtures and they will come down the conveyor to where they are lubricated. They will come down into the next area where in behind that machine is a series of sand type paper belts that will put the brush finish onto the lighter. They will come down through here where they are loaded onto the fixtures. Once loaded onto the fixtures, they will go down through a cleaning operation. After the parts have gone through the cleaning system, they again come off the belt on a conveyor where they're, once again, as we saw in the other lighters, are visually inspected for any defects that could possibly be on the part. As you can see on this machine, as opposed to the other machines, this lighter does have a brushed finish look or a rougher texture to the part. When these parts are loaded in the box, as the other parts, they're designated to different areas to either be chrome plated or designated as a commercial order. This is the plating department. After the parts have gone through the buffing operation, one of the steps that they can go to next is to be plated. In this department, we do chrome plating, gold flashing, or silver plating. What you're going to see in this operation is the chrome plate operation. The lighters are unloaded from the boxes that we saw in the buffing process and loaded onto the racks. Those racks are then taken and hung onto the machine where they will go through a series of different processes, a cleaning system, a preparatory system, before they come off the other end as actually chrome plated parts. The parts are loaded at the other end after chrome plating where they're taken off the racks and visually inspected by the inspectors. As we walk down here, we can actually see the difference in the colors of the parts. As you look right up here on this machine, you can see that orangish color, which are the parts before they're going into the nickel. The next rack is actually after the nickel dip, and then the final racks are the actual chrome-plated parts. These lighters, even though they're chrome-plated, are not done yet. Maybe now they'll go and have a design painted on them, or maybe they will be sold as a regular stock plain lighter.